inspirational, empowering, spiritual. This is the Way Christian Talk. Hey guys, I don't know about you guys, but I always just get really, really hyped with my opening, that opening music. That music was created by Big C's Beats. Let's say, what's up, Big C's Beats? All right, guys, I'm not going to wait a whole lot longer. Thank you guys for joining me. My name is Shelly LJ, and you guys are on the Way Christian Talk. Today's show is going to be phenomenal. Like I said, this is a special edition, a Saturday show, which I do not do all the time, except for special guests. If you guys are watching on Facebook, on YouTube, please make sure that you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure that you hit that bell so you guys can be notified when I come on. And on your Facebook, go ahead and like me, and you can go ahead and join my Facebook page. I thank you guys for taking out your time to come on in and join me. I thank you so much. Please do not forget to subscribe. A sister is trying to get more subscribers on her channel. I'm just being vulnerable. I'm just being real. I'm just being transparent. I'm just letting you know what I'm trying to do so you can help me. That's how you can help me. I'm letting you know how you can help me. But today is not about me. Today, I have somebody on my show that is a superstar in his own right. I have somebody on my show that has been grinding and putting his skill and his wisdom and his knowledge and his gift to practice. Today, I have my own uncle. His name is Uncle Navis. He is just not my uncle, but I am so proud to call him uncle. I am so proud to call him my family. That's how special he is, y'all. You know, this is not one of those special uncles that you have to keep in the closet or keep behind the door every time family comes. This is one of the cool uncles that looks cool, stands cool, talks cool, and is cool. Is my Uncle Navis. He has a new book out that I am just so proud of. I'm just anxious for you guys to meet him. The new book is called Granny. It is Mama Sarah Obama. This is Barack Obama's grandmother, and he has went to Kenya to visit her and her tribe and took many pictures of her. And I have him here. I have my own personal family superstar with me. Not to say any less, I'm going to bring him on stage so you guys can meet him. I want you guys to show him love, show him likes. I want you guys to make sure that you come on, and if you have any questions, if you have anything that you want to say, go ahead and please send me a comment. But we are not going to wait any further. I want to introduce Navis Oliver, my uncle. Hello.
Hello, Shelly. So good to see you.
It is good to see you
Yes,
all the way from California.
right? Yeah.
All the way from California. Thank you so much for coming on my show. I have been so excited to have you on. Hopefully, all of the family will come on and just cheer you on and support you in you supporting your book. This is a phenomenal book. Tell us a little bit. Let the world know who you are, and then we'll go from there.
Yes, well, I'm been a photographer for roughly about 40 years. Um, I do all types of photography, including weddings, portfolios. Uh, I've been photographing different celebrities through my years. but it all starts with Mama Sarah Obama's book that I was able to put together in 2013.
Mhm.
It started off with hooking up with one of my best friends and one of my partners, the Reverend Dr. W.J. Bellamy,
Okay.
who put together a organization called KTIO, which is the Kenyan Trade Information Office.
Okay. Okay.
On to Kenya, him and Mary Evans, who have the Sickle Cell Health Community Organization.
Oh, wow.
So, and so
Wow.
for about 8 years, they was going back and forth to Kenya and trying to put together uh, funds in order to support trying to find viable projects that the U.S. government could help fund.
Mhm.
So Bellamy had asked me several times to go to Kenya with him. And of course, I thought it was too expensive at the time, but I later find out that, save a little here and save a little there.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I ended up in 2013 going to Kenya. And
Okay.
the first time I was there was when I first met Mother Obama. And it was
Oh,
actually
wow.
years later before we actually did the book.
Mhm.
Started off after a government meeting with one of the governors of Siaya district uh, in order to see about a water project that we thought we might could help fund.
Mhm.
One of the elders wanted to know if we wanted to go by and see President Obama's grandmother's house.
Okay.
And of course, being African Americans, and we said, of course we want to go.
Right. Right. I
Just
mean, who
like
wouldn't
being
want to
in
do that?
Hollywood,
Right.
they want to go see the stars' houses. So of course, we wanted to go by and see Mother Obama's house.
Mm.
And so after we parked and was on the outside, because the elder went in the house to see if maybe Mother Obama would give us an audience.
Mhm.
And so he came back and said that she was tired, but she did consent into meeting us. So
Mhm.
they brought out chairs and tables and
Oh,
drinks and
wow.
cokes. And we sat under this big, beautiful tree. And we talked about President Obama and his grandmother. And then from there, every year we would go back to visit Mother Obama.
Uh-huh.
And she had the kids in the community that she would provide for.
Uh-huh.
And so what we would do, we would bring food and gifts and stuff for the kids and everything. And after that, after 2 or 3 years of doing that, I was talking to one of my fellow photographers and I was telling him, we're going back to Kenya and we're
Mhm.
going to see Mother Obama. So he said, why don't you do a book on her?
Mm.
I said, oh, well, that's a good idea. And so
Mhm.
I talked it over with Reverend Bellamy and we decided, okay, let's see what happens. And when we
Mhm.
went and we talked to her, she agreed to the book. And so that's
Wow.
how it all started.
Wow. Now, do you know if Obama has ever seen the book?
That I don't know. I have tried, and I'm still in the process of trying to get the book to him. I had talked to his aunt
Mhm.
about coming to Washington and that we would go and meet President Obama. And
Mhm.
she was interested. Then, for some reason, she changed her mind. It has to do with, I guess, the family don't want to kind of like interfere.
Mhm.
If they're not invited, they don't push themselves on President Obama. So I think she reconsidered. And
Mhm.
so that was an opportunity that was missed. So I
Mm.
still are trying. I'm waiting to have a few contacts that once this library get built in Chicago, that
Mhm.
I have someone who can actually introduce me. So
Wow.
but we have to wait to the completion of that, and I've been waiting. So I'm looking forward to that.
So, wow. So that is, I mean, so that's how you became interested in creating the book,
Yes.
is to go down there. Now, let's talk about the experience, because you said a lot, and a lot of that is really, really juicy. Like, one, you said that she gave you guys an audience, and so you guys had a conversation. What was that conversation like?
Well, it was very interesting because she's such a humble person. And
Really?
yes, yes. And it's more about the kids in her village, that she uses her celebrity to help her children in the village of Kogelo,
Mhm.
Kenya. And so that's pretty much what she talked about. She wanted to know what could we do to help her kids, because a lot of the
Mm.
children's are orphans,
Oh,
and
wow.
and that comes from when AIDS hit Africa, it hit it pretty hard. And so,
Right.
as African tradition, is up to the mothers and the grandmothers, particularly, to look after the children that's orphaned.
Mhm.
And so she has, I mean, just so many kids in schools and nurseries that she provide help for.
Mm.
So that's the thing that she mostly talked about, was making sure that, you know,
The
that
children.
yeah, that we would do something to help the children.
Mm. And were you guys able to do anything?
Uh, yes, we every year that we went, we made sure that we fed all the children in her community, uh, which was, like hundreds kids and orphans
Mhm.
and stuff. And so we helped out that way.
Mhm.
Uh, we have done other projects in other areas of Kenya,
Mhm.
where in Nairobi, well, not Nairobi, but in Kantali,
Mhm.
we actually bought the children a cow, and
Oh,
that
wow.
sounds, I mean, because they needed milk, and this is what we
Right.
was able to do uh, as a group, because we was a small group,
Right.
and it's about 7, 8 of us, and we also had some of the people from the community, actually from Kenya, that was part of our teams, that
Uh-huh.
help us, you know, meet the necessities of the children and stuff. So
Right.
a cow was $500, which is,
Wow.
for us, that's,
Right.
so that was one of the things that the children needed, and we was able to provide.
Wow. That's awesome. That is awesome. How long did you guys stay in Kenya?
Well, each time we went, I went 7 years in a row. And each time we went, we would stay about 2 weeks.
So, how long did it take to get all of the photos for this book? Because the book is pretty thick.
Yeah, well, the book covers pretty much 5, 6 years of going to Kenya and
Mhm.
to Kogelo, which is Mama Sarah's hometown. That's
Mhm.
where President Obama's father is from,
Mhm.
Kogelo. And so there's a lot that happens there that needed, you know, uh,
Mhm.
us to provide whatever assistance that we
Right.
could.
Wow. Well, I have just a couple of pictures, and then I have a video that I'm going to show a little bit later, but I just have a couple of pictures from your book, and if you can just elaborate on them. Um, the first picture that I have is this really the cover of your book. And so, Granny. Now, why did you name it Granny?
Oh, that's because that's what President Obama calls her, his
Okay.
granny. And
Okay.
so uh, one of the things I felt is that we all uh, love our granny, our
Right.
grandparents. And so
Right.
I thought that would be an ideal name for the book, because not only did President Obama call her granny, but there's a universal love for our grandmothers.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
And as you can see, she has a bright, beautiful smile. And
She
in those
does.
pictures, she is 92, 93 years old.
Really?
Yeah, she just recently passed a couple years ago
Yes.
at 97.
Yes.
So, but
Yes.
even at her age, she was still outgoing, still trying to do something to help the children. And that was her main focus.
Wow.
Then,
Wow.
of course, she became a celebrity, of course, once President Obama became president. And
Right.
so,
Right. So
and
this
this is
picture,
like a shot of like what the fishermen, the tribe, her tribe is called Luo.
uh-huh.
They are fishermen and farmers, and they actually live right on the banks of the Lake Victoria.
Okay.
And so every morning, the fishermen come, they gather, and they get to their boats, and then they go out and they fish for the day. And they
Wow.
use different fishing techniques. Some guys go out on boats, and if you can see back in the background where you see those little yellow and green reeds,
Uh-huh.
well, they also have areas where some of the fishermen use cages and they fish in the water. They don't go on boats. They go inside and they put their cages inside these reeds where the fish swims in and out. And that's another way that they fish. So they have several
Wow.
techniques that they use in order to supply fish.
Wow. Now this is such an interesting photo. I love that photo. It looks like that her face is on the side of the rock.
Yeah, well, that's a composite actually.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, and
No.
I just felt like, it's the strength of grandmothers.
Mhm.
Grandmothers, have boundless strength. They look after us. They're
Mhm.
vigilant, and
Mhm.
so I just felt like, that would represent not only her, but, grandmothers all over the world, that they are
Mhm.
rock. They're solid.
Mhm. Now I did want to show everyone that to definitely go on your website. And this is his website. And it's called Navis Oliver Photography.com. And it does have your book. Now they can go on your website to purchase your book. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And it does have some information about it, and you can go. Now, looking on your website, it just, really talks about a lot of who you are and some of the things that you did. And I must say, when I was looking at the body of work, just some of the people that you have, um, that you have has photo of, I was shocked. I was like, wow. And so tell me a little bit about this photo.
Oh, well, that's to the left is Johnny Guitar Watson, who, of course, is one of my favorite people.
Okay.
And he's a blues singer. Uh, Probably for you youngsters, you might not know pretty much, but he had uh, many, many, many great hits during the 60s
Mhm.
and the 70s.
Mhm.
And he was always really, really nice to me. And
Wow.
and so this was at the House of Blues,
Okay.
and of course, several celebrities had came to see him.
Mhm.
And so, of course, I got this picture of him and Chris.
Mhm.
And then, of course, the Wayans brothers was there at the same time, and
Mhm.
I was able to photograph them as well,
Mhm.
and as well as Ike Turner,
Oh,
who
wow.
was there,
Uh-huh.
and he wanted the photos with Johnny, which I, of course, took. And the
Okay.
other person was Madonna was there,
Oh,
and she
wow.
wanted photographs with Johnny Guitar Watson, but unfortunately he had left and took a break,
Uh-huh.
and I guess he took his time getting back, and Madonna decided that she couldn't wait any longer and left. So I missed that opportunity. But I was the staff photographer for Bellmark Records. So this
Mhm.
is how I ended up photographing him at the House of Blues. And
Okay.
just a little background on Bellmark Records was founded by Al Bell.
Okay.
And Al Bell, as people might know, or some of the older people might know, during the 60s, there was Motown, and
Okay.
then there was Stax Records.
Okay.
And Motown, of course, had all the polished sounds. And Stax Records, they had the soulful sound like Isaac Hayes
Mhm.
and stuff. And so Al Bell started off as a DJ on the radio station and end up, he said on the radio station, but end up buying and becoming the owner of Stax Records.
Okay. Okay.
And
Now,
so,
some of the other photos that I do have of you, it for that you've done is this is one of my husband's favorite producers. And
mhm.
so it is it's amazing to see Snoop Dogg. And now this is, I know that that's the Winans and
Rance Allen,
mhm.
who is one of my
Wow.
other favorite uh,
Wow.
persons too. He's a very nice man. We went to through Al Bell. That's Al Bell, who I was just talking about, who
Okay.
is actually the owner of Stax Records, and actually he was the last president of Motown Records before Berry Gordy sold it.
Okay.
And Al Bell helped influence him to sell uh, Motown at the time. And so, but it was through working with them as a staff photographer that I got to meet some of these celebrities. And that first shot uh, with Rance Allen is what
Mhm.
started me uh, with Bellmark Records.
Now, how did you get into photography?
Oh, that's funny because it goes back to the sixth grade, and I was
Wow.
going off to camp. And back in the day, they had the Kodak Brownie box cameras.
Uh-huh. I remember.
Yeah, those old cameras. And so my mom gave me the camera and said, "Here, take the camera."
Mhm.
And I was shocked. I said, "Oh no, I can't take this is the family camera. The only one to take pictures with this camera is my dad." You
Right,
know,
right.
I might break this. Ah, no, no. But she said, "Boy, take the camera." And I'm glad she did because after the first shutters
Uh-huh.
released, the first shot,
Uh-huh.
and being in the woods because we went to camp in the Santa Cruz Mountains.
Mm.
And so with the first snap of that shutter, just something hit me and just like, I like this. I had no clue that I would. And so that's what got me started. And
Mhm.
after I got out of high school and stuff, I was always fooling around just a little bit with
Mhm.
photography and decided to go to LA City College and
Mm.
take up photography.
You know, when I was a little girl and I would come by your house because just to give a little bit background story. This is my uncle Navis, my real uncle Navis. I used to spend the night at his house almost every weekend because he has two daughters and we're practically all of us are the same age. And I used to look in your dark room. Is it called a dark room?
Yep, yep.
And I was always amazed because you used to have the you had the just like you see on TV, how you had the different formulas that you would develop your pictures with and how you would hang them up. And I
Hmm.
was amazed by that. And at one time, I said, you know what? I want to be a photographer just like Uncle Davis. And And I did it for a little while. I did it. I just, with the pictures, but my pictures just never came out right. And then, they didn't have the equipment that you have today and all the software that you have today when you can really edit your pictures. But it was inspiring to see you work at your craft because at that point when we were younger, you had your own photography studio, and people used to come in your studio and get their pictures done. And I remember us always coming there into the studio, and I was just always just amazed by you. I don't think I ever told you that, but I was always just amazed because one, at that time, I think you were the only one. No, it was you and your brother had your own businesses.
Yes, we had the Mother Nature Curl Center. So
Yes, and that's
back
when
in
the
the day when the curls was popping, we had a hair care product company, and it was
yes.
through the success of that that I was able to open up a studio on the corner of 48th
Mhm.
and Western in LA.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, and I
and
remember that. But I was also amazed by that you had. I always thought, I said Uncle Namus must be something big because you had your own photo studio, and it was really really cool.
yeah, well,
Now,
that was just to cut you off just for a minute, but that was having my own studio and having my own dark room is actually what helped me and Reverend Bellamy actually get our photographs of Nelson Mandela in the New York Times out before anyone else did.
was that
And
this photo?
that's one of the photos. Yes,
Okay.
yes. Uh, because after the event, I was able to go in the dark room and process the film, make prints, and Reverend Bellamy took them to the Times, and he had a few contacts, and they was able to publish our photograph before any of the other guys got out, which I thought was
Wow.
pretty impressive.
Wow. So let me ask you a question. You know, Photography has changed because the equipment has changed. Now there's digital photography, and now there's more software where you can add photography and you can do a lot more. Now, what would you express to a younger person that has just caught the bug of photography as well? I know that this could be a lucrative business, or like any other business, it could be a grind. But for I know back when you started, it wasn't, I don't think, was it something that was looked at as a lucrative career?
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, black photographers was looked at as being the Rodney Dangerfields
Oh,
because
wow.
nobody gave, black photographers pretty much respect. I mean, there was several black photographers like Howard Bingham, of
Mhm.
course, Gordon Parks,
Mhm.
the director and stuff. But for the most hand, we were relegated to just doing publicity shots and stuff.
Mm.
Nowadays, things have changed.
Mhm.
But even back in the day when Motown was around, their art department was all white. And
Mm.
so they did not hire black photographers to do album covers.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't until maybe 99, 1997 that they actually started using black photographers. But up until that time, uh, very few black photographers. Like I said, we was relegated to just doing publicity, not
Mhm.
doing advertising or commercial photography, because you know back even then, photographers' day rate might have been $1,500 a day, and so
Mm.
they would hire the like the Motown, their art
Mhm.
department. They would hire white photographers, and
Mhm.
they might make an album cover. They might have made $10,000.
So you're a pioneer.
Well, one of the pioneers.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah, you're one of the pioneers that paved the way for uh black men or black women to be in photography, to to live their dream and live out their passion.
Yes, because it's totally different now. Because, like I said, with the digital age and the software and stuff, it's your computer, it's your dark room. You don't
Mhm.
have to have any chemicals. You don't have to have a quote a dark room
Mhm.
to develop film or make prints. You can do it all on the computer,
Now,
and
do
it's
you
fun.
miss the dark room, the scene, the photo come to life?
No, for this reason.
Okay.
With this age, everything is instant.
Okay.
Back in the day, you had to go in, you had to process the film, so that took a couple of hours. Then you had to
Mhm.
let the film dry, and you had to make your prints. And so,
Mhm.
uh, if you did, well, most photographers did black and white at home, but color was too expensive to do. So you had to send it to the lab. And before the 1 hour labs came along, you had to wait a couple of days.
Mhm.
Well, now with digital photography, you see everything instant.
Mhm.
When I take a photograph now, I can see it right away.
Mhm.
Back in the day when we had to use darkroom, it would be maybe 2 days before I could actually see the picture that I photographed.
Wow.
Where now I can see it immediately. So that's the difference, and that's what I guess most photographers like is that you can
Mhm.
take a picture and see it instantly.
Well, let me ask you about this picture. Miss Whitney Houston, and that's CC Winan. I forget the girl in the middle's name. Now, this picture, Whitney Houston, was really, really huge. Um, when you took this picture, did you have a chance to meet them and to say hello and introduce yourself, or was it just a picture with taking pictures of celebrities? How did that go?
Well, this this is a really funny story because I was hired by a gospel radio station called KMAX
Okay.
to photograph this event.
Okay.
And so when me and the director from the radio station got to the venue, which was the Greek Theater in Los Angeles,
Mhm.
they did not have a photo pass for me. All they had was a backstage pass.
Mm.
And so I didn't, so they told me that there was no way I could take any photographs. Matter of fact, I could stay and watch the show, but I had to give them my cameras. So I
Oh,
had to give them the
wow.
cameras, and they put them into the to their vault.
Uh-huh.
And when I was sitting in the audience watching the show, all these different people started showing up because it was CC's birthday.
Right.
And Stevie Wonder and Jasmine Guy and a ton of other celebrities.
Right.
Uh, so what I did, I knew I could get backstage.
Uh-huh.
So I told them I was leaving. I got my cameras. And when I went backstage, it was so many people going in to the venue backstage is that I was able to hide my camera bag behind a bunch of people. So I got in without them seeing that I had cameras with me. So
Oh,
naturally,
wow.
once I got inside, I strapped on all my cameras and I went down because they had a separate area where they just had the press, where they was taking these like the photographs you see here, where the
Uh-huh.
press was taking the photograph. So I went past the guard and I just pretended, like I was supposed to be there.
Right.
And the security guard didn't say anything, but the publicist kept looking at me kind of funny because she was trying to figure out whether she had hired me or not to do
Wow.
the shots. Because basically what happened is that the publicists will collect the film and they'll select the pictures that they're going to put out into the press.
Uh-huh.
So they just didn't want any freelancer, somebody there that's going to have images that they don't have any control over.
Okay. Okay.
And because during that time, I got photographs of Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown, as the old saying goes, skinning and grinning at each other.
Uh-huh.
And I kept saying, something's going on between these two. You could see it in the photographs.
I
They
wish you would
got
have sent me
some
that
other
picture.
connection. And I said, I should send this to the National Enquirer. And I
Oh,
hesitated. And then about 3 weeks later, they came out and said they was engaged.
oh
But I
wow.
was able to get some shots that nobody else had at the time. And the only reason why I had them because the publicist didn't take my film, didn't collect the film and stuff because I wasn't really shooting for the publicist. Actually, I was shooting for the record company, but
I bet you
like I
could have
said,
took
they
them
didn't give me the
though.
press pass. So without the press pass, I wasn't supposed to be there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So,
Wow.
but you do what you got to do. I mean, if you got a ton of celebrities showing up and you're a photographer, you're gonna find a way.
You're gonna find a
Oh,
way.
yeah.
You're gonna find a way. Now, who are some of the people that have inspired you as a photographer?
One of the people was Gordon Parks,
Mm-hmm.
as I mentioned earlier. Of course, he was one of the first photographers for Life magazines back in the 40s.
Okay.
And of course, he did the movie The Learning Tree.
Okay.
And he also did a collection, which I'm working on now, is a book of poetry and photography. So
Wow.
I would like to imitate him by doing the same thing. He was one of the
Right.
first to do that. There was also Howard Bingham, who was
Okay.
Muhammad Ali's photographer.
Okay.
I just loved all the images,
Right.
that he took. And the other one is Richard Avedon, who was a fashion photographer.
Okay.
And of course, the famous Ansel Adams,
Mm.
the nature and landscape photographer that,
Right.
everybody, so those are the
Right.
people kind of inspired me.
Wow. Wow. Now, I do see this is a really incredible picture for me because it has so much history. Tell us about
Hmm.
this picture.
Yeah, well, after Nelson Mandela came to LA after he was released from prison
Mhm.
in 1990, he was doing a world tour. He was going, and so he, of course, came to LA,
Mhm.
and I was able to photograph him. And then the next year, Winnie Mandela was coming back because Congresswoman Maxine Waters invited her to
Mhm.
come back to Los Angeles.
Mhm.
And so my partner, Reverend Bellamy, made a deal with Maxine Waters for us to be the official photographers because we had actually made a poster
Mhm.
of Winnie Mandela when she was on stage, and we had Jesse Jackson, Willie Brown.
Mm.
We had Mayor Tom Bradley
Mhm.
and Congresswoman Maxine Waters signed this poster. And so she liked the images we had. So she made a deal with us that we could be the official photographers when Winnie Mandela came back to visit LA.
Mm.
And Rosa Parks, of course, was there. And
Mhm.
this was at the home of Mayor Tom Bradley.
Okay.
Uh, I forget the name of the mayor's residence. They have a particular name for it, but
Mhm.
uh, so we was all showed up because they started off there at the mayor's house, and we later
Mhm.
went on to other venues where there was other people to greet Winnie Mandela.
Mm.
And so, I mean, it's interesting photograph because we have two of the greatest female freedom fighters of all time. I
Right.
mean,
Right. Right.
because Winnie Mandela, in
Right.
her own right, she was a true warrior for South Africa, and
Mhm.
of course Rosa Parks. So,
Right.
and
Wow.
I have this is just just one of the shots, but I have shots with Tom Bradley as well as with Congresswoman Maxine Waters. That's included in the photographs as well. But that was
So
just one of the photographs.
you need to come up with a book Now, are you able to come to have a book of your body of work, or are they copyrighted to the people that you take the photos for?
Oh, well, yeah, I guess, yeah, I can put together a book. I haven't really thought about it, but
I mean, it's just this is the thing. Does Kim and Tanya and Rashad understand the depth of the man that you are? Because I'm just like blown away. I feel like we've had these pearls of wisdom in our family, and I never thought, and I'm so I feel so shame right now because I never thought to say, Uncle Navis, what do you do besides take photos? I don't know if I'm the only one that has somebody that is so rich in experience. And then we not just, you're rich in experience, you're rich in history. You're rich in storytelling. You have a story behind so many of your photos that it is such it's I'm blown away. I'm blown away, but at the same time, I feel like, Shelly, shame on you that you didn't I didn't show more interest in what you did.
well, it's like most, your kids are your kids, and so they don't, they don't.
Well, shame on us
Yeah,
because you have such a you have so much knowledge that you
yeah.
could go back in history and we could really look at that and say, um, what about this? Now, or what about that? Or just to have these pictures, you have more than just the experience of living through them. You have captured the memory of so many historical moments. And in that, that's really rich. You should really think about that. You should really think about putting a body of photos together of just the history that we have that you have been a part of. Because you have a photo of Whitney Houston that is no longer with us anymore. These photos are, it shows her at a totally different point of her life. You have a photo of this is Stevie Wonder's in this photo, Bobby Brown is in this photo. You know, you
Hmm.
have this is a lot of different people, which is a lot of different stories that you could share.
Yeah,
But
well, I do because I even have photographs dealing with the Tuskegee Airmen. I mean, matter of fact, I shared a studio with a Tuskegee Airman. I went to school at City College and did not know he was a Tuskegee Airman until the movie came out, and so uh, once Bellmark Records folded, uh, I had nowhere to go. And my friend Ted Davidson, who was the historian for the LA chapter of Tuskegee Airmen, who I knew from school, gave me the keys to his studio in Hollywood
mhm.
on Santa Monica Boulevard and Vine. And
Wow.
and so the Tuskegee Airman would come by his studio because he was a historian, and I got to meet and talk to him and photograph them. The Museum of Flying in Santa Monica for Black History Month would bring all the Tuskegee Airmen to the Museum of Flying in Santa
Mhm.
Monica, and they would do a show so that people
Mhm.
could come and meet and greet them. And so uh, my son, well, Rashad, he has a lot of photographs that the Tuskegee Airmen, he has a better collection than I do because he
Mhm.
would help me sell the posters and stuff.
Mhm.
and he would go by and have all the old guys, all the Tuskegee Airmen sign everything. I was busy
Whoa.
taking pictures. He was getting signatures and stuff. And so he have a big
Whoa.
collection of all the old Tuskegee Airmen photographs because, like I said, Ted Davidson, who was the historian for the Tuskegee Airmen, uh, helped me, gave me the opportunity to have some place to photograph once
Hmm.
I left Bellmark Records. And so my son, he was able to participate, be there with them and sell the posters because,
Whoa.
yeah.
Now you have an exhibit in the Museum of Flying in Santa Monica. Am I correct?
No, we would every Black History every year for Black History Month we would go there and have the Tuskegee Airmen would sign autographs in their books and I would photograph them. Now the place that we had the exhibit was actually at the African American Museum of African American History, which is on the Mandela collection that Reverend
Okay.
Bellamy and I photographed.
Okay.
We put together a collection of photographs that we did when he was here in LA. And
Okay.
we put together this series and we took the exhibit not only to the California Museum of African American History, but we
Hmm.
was also able to get it into the United Nations of Switzerland,
Oh, wow.
which exhibited. So we had those two exhibits about the Nelson Mandela photo collection that we did when he was here in Los Angeles.
Wow. You have to put something together because you are a grandfather, a great grandfather,
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
and the information that you have within your photos and the information that you have with the backstory would give all of them a a lesson in history from a different perspective. So, I mean, Uncle Neighbors, you got to do something. You got to think about it. At least think
Yeah,
about it.
yeah,
At
yeah,
least
yeah.
think about it.
No, yeah, I do have something because uh, I got tons of not only digital images, that's just the start
Right.
of it, but also have negatives and stuff from the old school days before digital.
Wow.
And yeah, I need to archive some of this stuff and, like I say, get it out there. But I have to
Yeah.
take the time and and try to do something like that.
Well, if there's any way that the way Christian Talk can help, just let me know because you know the experience that you have and the talent and the amount of experience that you have to have been the photographer of NAACP Awards, BET Awards, that have been the photographer for the Oscars. You just have a lot of experience that's there. So let's talk about your book a little bit more. You can go on you if you guys see the website at the bottom, it's called navisoliverphotography.com. You can go on his website and purchase his book. His phone number, I have had almost had this up the whole show. His phone number is 310-621-6866. The email is navisoliver@email.com. You have the Facebook page of Navis Oliver, the Instagram of Navis Oliver as well. And anyone that is looking for you or that would like to talk to you about um, doing work or even maybe even purchasing some of your past photos, they can call you, they can email you, you can go on Facebook and message him, you can go on Instagram and send him a message that way. um, you can call him on the phone, but definitely go to the website and look at this book, and not only look at it, purchase it. It is incredible. I cannot do it enough justice. I don't have enough pictures without showing all of the pictures to your books, but some of the pictures just of Kenya's landscape is gorgeous. Some of the pictures are just they look like you just could touch them. They're amazing. They're gorgeous. And just to see how much work for 7 years you put into that, I know that I'm going to appreciate it a lot more. And I'm just going to, just for all of us that's in the family, we just really need to take your body of work a lot more serious, because I did not know. I knew that you were a photographer. I knew that you had done some photographies, but I want to ask you, what are some of, cuz I have a picture of my mom when my mom was younger, and you took a picture of her. Did you take that picture of my dad where he looked like a black Elvis?
I don't really know because I don't really know what photo you're talking about. So
It's him on a he has his hair is like he has sideburns, and he just looks like Black Elvis.
yeah,
But there's
but I
one
do remember though going out with your mom and stuff because she was a booking agent and she had the Ohio players and
yes.
Taste the Honey and
Yes.
and we would all get together and go to different venues and photograph them. And I was always thankful for your mom for you know deciding that, okay, well, my brother-in-law's going with me,
Right.
he's my photographer, instead of thinking about somebody else. Your mom always kept it in the family, so I always appreciated that about your mother.
Oh wow. I remember that. I remember when we all went to Disneyland to see the Taste of Honey.
Hmm.
That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. Do you have any photo that is one of your most memorable?
Hmm. Yeah, but I don't have it. I don't know. I misplaced it. Of all the celebrities I ever photographed, I never got any of the photos
Mhm.
except for uh, we was doing the Gospel Awards one year and had Rosa Parks, Nancy Wilson, and Dionne Warwick was
Okay,
all
okay.
backstage. And for the first time, I love Nancy Wilson,
Mhm.
because, I'm old school and jazz,
Mhm,
you
mhm.
know, and of course, Rosa Parks.
Right, right.
And then, so I did get in that photograph. I asked somebody, I gave him my camera. I said, take a picture. I'm going to get in this picture. I don't never get in pictures, but I wanted to be in that picture. And for some reason, I cannot find the one picture
Oh,
that I ever
no.
got in with celebrities.
Oh,
So
no.
that's,
I know I think I don't know if I was looking in, because I'm looking on I'm gonna share my screen, because these are some photos that you have taken. This photo to me looks incredible. Was this in Kenya?
oh, no, no, that's the coast. That's going up across near Malibu, called Point Furman.
Mm,
And it's near Oxnard, California. It's on the coast. And what it is a photograph. This is a digital. So actually, it's a composite that actually
mhm.
did a mirror image in order
Oh,
to
okay.
create this. So,
Okay.
so
Okay. And so this is Kenya right here, right?
no, no, that's
No?
Joshua Tree.
Oh, wow. And so these are just some photos that you have done throughout your career that you
Hmm.
just
Hmm.
highlight.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. So people can also call you for their weddings,
Hmm.
for their special events. You do take photos for uh, special events and things like that, they can call on you for that also, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah. These are some amazing photos. I just wanted to show them that that you do photos for the public.
Hmm.
And so they would, and if they wanted to use you, they would just, now, do they have to be in California or will you travel?
Oh, of course I'll travel. Sure.
Okay. Okay. Wow. That's beautiful. So you do amazing work. You do
Well,
amazing,
I've been at it
amazing
for a
work.
long time, niece.
You have. You
Yeah,
have. And
I
you do
do.
amazing, amazing work. All right. So we have been, I want to just thank you guys for watching The Way Christian Talk. I want to thank you guys for joining us on YouTube, Facebook. Um, now, if there was one thing that you could tell a photographer, I did ask you this, but I don't think we got into it. If there was one thing that you could tell a photographer, an up and coming photographer, what would it be?
Well, it's pretty much just you just have to study your craft. I mean, you just have to pick up your camera and just photograph and practice. It's like any other profession, as actors and singers, everybody practice. As a photographer, you have to practice. Even, when you're not on a shoot, you got to go out and experiment and
Mm-hmm.
practice. And that's what I would tell them,
Mm-hmm.
uh, just keep shooting as much as you can. Whatever interest you have, whether it's landscape, portrait, shooting celebrities, is
Mm-hmm.
just a matter of just practice.
Wow. Is there any other profession that you could say that outside of photography that you would do?
Well, I like to write, and so I am working on a children's book called um, Rainbow Smile. So yeah, that would be something else I would like to do, is to write. Yes.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Well, when you have Rainbow Smiles come out, I would love to have you back on The Way Christian Talk.
Okay, I would love to come back. Sure.
I would love to have you back. Now, again, the website to purchase this book is navisoliverphotography.com. That's all his information. You guys don't sleep on his photos. I am going to share my screen one more time, Uncle Navis, because you have an incredible body of work that is just, that's pretty cool. That's just really
Yeah.
pretty cool. Wow. This is incredible to have this body of work and to do the things that you do. Um, you are you're pretty blessed.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. But I love this. One good thing is when you do something that you love, you tend to maybe excel at it.
Mhm.
I mean, versus doing something else. So I mean, when you have a passion or love for something, you put the extra time, the extra work into doing it. So
Mhm.
so that thing makes the difference.
Mhm. That's always just cool. That's always cool. I love to see, it's just, it has, you have just so much history with each photo that you have. You go back. I remember I met Reverend Jesse Jackson in Georgia. And I was so excited to meet him. I didn't call him Reverend. I just like Jesse Jackson. And he just shut me down so quick it wasn't even funny. And I said, "Oh, I should have called him Reverend." But I was so excited to see him.
Right.
But I guess I offended him. I didn't mean to, but I said, okay, well, that lets me know to make sure
Hmm.
that I
Yeah,
said
because
the
it's
right thing.
interesting that Reverend Jesse Jackson and Al Bell, who was with Stax Records as youngsters, uh, was following Martin Luther King. And Jesse Jackson came back and told Al Bell that Reverend Dr. King suggested that maybe he should try joining some other organization because he wasn't into nonviolence.
Oh, wow.
But I'm just saying this is the stature of Al
Right.
Bell.
Right.
Him and Jesse Jackson were running buddies, and he, like I said, he started off as a DJ and ended up on the Stax Records. So he's one of my heroes. That's
Wow.
him with, of course,
Right.
Barry White. So
Wow. You can see how we evolved because a lot of these pictures are showing a lot of people in their early age,
hmm
and we have come a long way to see about then and now. We would it would definitely be it would be pretty cool to see that. Well, Uncle Navis, that is all the time that we have. Let me see if I have any questions for you. And no, everyone just says hello. I just thank you guys for joining us again. But Uncle Davis, that is our time. This has been so interesting. This has been a almost a history lesson plus just a lesson about you. And I found out so much information. Now I can say that I actually have someone famous in my family.
I wouldn't go that far. I love you, niece, but I would, but let me also say that I'm proud of you as well. You
Oh,
know,
thank
I'm
you.
glad to see that you're part of this generation that you know out front that's trying to do something for not only their community but also make it available for other young people your ages to be inspired by what you can do and what you're
Right.
doing. And so your show and stuff that you have taken time to create and stuff just show you know, and like I said, I'm very proud of you as well.
Thank you. That means a lot. That means a lot. I was really excited to have you on the show. I was really excited to promote your book. And I really hope
And I thank you.
that people go and purchase your book. I look forward to having you back on with your new adventures and the new things that are going to be set loose by you into the world of photography and in book writing. And so I I can't wait to have you back. I cannot wait to have you back. Whenever you are ready, whatever I can do for you, my platform is your platform. So if I could promote an event, if I could promote a um, business adventure that you are doing, if I could promote a new product, just let me know, and your platform will always be my platform. So, and I
Oh,
thank you
no,
so much.
but thank you. I appreciate you uh, considering taking the time, spending the time to introduce me into your realm. I thank you. I appreciate it. And of course, I love you very much.
I love you too, Uncle Navis.
Hmm.
So, if you guys need any professional, for real professional photography done, you know where to go. Navis Oliver Photography.com. He does weddings, he does special events, he does concerts. Now, do you do video also?
No, I don't. I'm basically still photographer.
Just for okay.
Hmm
So anything that you need with a photographer and you know that you want someone that knows what they're doing and that has the years behind them to show the proof of body of work, there you go. Here's your man right here. All right. So Uncle Navis, I ask everybody that comes to the show to please leave us with an inspirational word, what would that be from you?
For me, it's family, because there's nothing greater than family. And I
Mm,
think everybody should stay close to their family. They
mhm,
should love their family, and they should treat their family like the family is gold, something
mhm,
precious, you know,
mhm,
because that's the greatest gift that we have is our family. So,
mhm. I agree. I agree. You know, I love your family.
yeah.
You know, I love your family. That Kim and Tanya are like my sisters. So, and Rashad is like I'm so proud of him to see how I'm still shocked that he's a man. I know that that sounds crazy, but
Yeah.
I'm still
Well,
shocked that he's a man with a family of his own, with 2 kids
hmm
of his own,
hmm
and so that, your that just goes to an account of you and Aunt Brenda of how well you have done with your family and how close you are with your family, and how you, allowed me to be a part of that as growing up. I used to love to come over to the house and, spend time with Kim and Tanya because I was the only girl in my house. And so, I'm grateful
well, you
for
always been part of our family too. I mean,
yeah.
like I said, your mom, um, and your dad was so creative. Now that I wish he was here to do a show, because your dad, he was a man of many talents.
Yes.
Yeah, along with your mom, you know,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
your brother. And so, yeah, that's what I say is that it's family.
Mhm.
Stay close to your family, love on your family, because
Mhm.
there's nothing greater than family.
That's true. That is so true. All right, Uncle Navis, it was incredible to have you. It was incredible to have you.
Yeah, well,
Um,
thank you for
like I said,
inviting
my platform is your platform. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go, but I thank you so much for coming on and sharing your gift with us and with the world. Thank you so much.
me. Okay, you're
Again,
welcome.
if you guys have any questions or if you guys want to, now they would call that number to book you.
Hmm.
So if you guys want to book, if you guys would like um, some time with Navis Oliver, you can go to his website to see some more of the body of his work at navisoliverphotography.com. There's his information, his phone number, email. Everything social media is Navis Oliver. Well, Facebook is Navis.Oliver. Instagram is just Navis Oliver. And his email address is navisoliver@email.com. And you
No,
guys,
Shelley, it's yahoo.com.
it's yahoo.com.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have to, alrighty. It's navisoliver@yahoo.com.
Mm-hmm.
Not mail.com. So I will make sure that if you guys would like any more information, I will put all of his information on my Facebook page and on my Instagram page and also on my YouTube. So if you guys want more information about Navis and his photography, you guys can look on Facebook, The Way Christian Talk Facebook, The Way Christian Talk Instagram and YouTube page. If you are visiting us after the show has ended um, and you want more information, you guys just you can go on there and get all the information that you need. Hopefully, we will see some incredible things come out of this, um, and I love you.
Okay, well, I love you too. And like I said, thank you. I appreciate you. And I know some good things going to happen to come from this because you have done an excellent job with your show. I really loved it.
Thank
Appreciate it.
you. That means so much to me. That means so much to me. You have no idea that means so much to me. All righty, Uncle Navis. Well, until next time,
Yeah.
you have a great day.
Okay, niece. Love you.
Okay. Love you too. All right, you guys. That was one of my favorite uncles, Navis Oliver, and he is a photographer. We went over all of his body of work, and he has some incredible incredible photos. If you want to see more photos, you can go on Navis Oliver photography.com and see more of his photos. If you want to purchase his book, you can also go to his website and purchase his book. It has been incredible. It has been incredible. Now, just to guys give you guys some information, the way Christian Talk is going to be changing the day that we air. We're not going to be coming on Thursdays anymore. We will be on Tuesday starting September 27th. We will be on at 7 p.m. on Tuesday. So look for me on Tuesdays. Next Thursday, come on back. Come with next Thursday on YouTube, on the Way Christian Talk YouTube channel. That's where we will be. It has been an incredible time. You guys make sure that you share, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. And you can also share the YouTube page for anyone that may need it. Or anyone that may not have seen it. If you're on Facebook, share and hit the like, and make sure that you hit that bell so you can get all the notifications on YouTube, so you can get all the notifications when we are on live. All right, guys, this is the conclusion of the special edition, Saturday special edition, and I thank you guys for tuning in. It has been great. I want to thank all of my sponsors. Listen to Inspiration 98.7 on digital radio. Shonda Orlesia is the owner of that station, Black owned, woman owned radio station. Yay! Shonda Orlesia, Inspiration 98.7 airtime pro. Also, I would like to thank my sponsor, Princess of Trucking, that comes on Fridays at 11, 11 to 12. And so make sure that you can go on Inspiration Radio 987.com to see all of the air times on Princess of Trucking. And also, I'd like to thank my sponsor, Big C's Beats. He makes all of the beats for the Way Christian Talk. And you can go on his Facebook page, Big C's Beats Facebook page, to hear some more of his beats or to get in touch with him. And I would like to thank my newest sponsor, Face to Face Services, where you can get all of your digital marketing needs met. Face to Face Business, and their email address is face2faceservice at gmail.com. So, and thank you guys for being a part of our show. I will see you next Thursday, and thank you for being a part of the Way Christian Talk podcast. You can always see us on the Way Christian Talk YouTube show. If you guys would like to be a part of our show, if you guys have a product or a show that you would like to come on and share with our share on our platform, please get in touch with me. You can always email me at Shelly, SHELLEELJ1120 at gmail.com, and just leave me some information. I promise that I will get back with you. All righty. This has been incredible and awesome, and thank you guys for being with us. It has been a ball, and I'm so glad that you guys have been a part of it. All right. Like I always say, you guys continue to pray for me, and I'll pray for you, and you guys have a great, fantabulous weekend. And I just want to let all of my Louisiana, because y'all know I'm from Louisiana. I want to let all my Louisiana family know that I'm praying for you. I know that you guys got hit by a really hard storm. The Way Christian Talk has been praying for you guys' safety, and that you guys will make it out of the storm any um, without anything horrible happening. But I just wanted to let you know that Louisiana has been in my prayers. All righty, guys. It has been real. I will see you guys next Thursday. Make sure that you tune in next Thursday at 7 p.m. That will be the last time that we will be on Thursday is next week, and making sure that you guys tune in. It has been real, and thank you for being a part of the Way Christian Talk family. All right, guys. Peace.